Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information. Keep in mind this is a general or collective reading, which means that parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. And this is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was happening in your life at that time, this could give you further clarity as to your situation now. We're going to start with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. Oh no, we have the Heartache card. This is the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords, this card represents an energy of clearly some heartbreak. When you look at it, you think, oh my goodness, this person has three swords in their heart. Then you look again and you realize, wait a minute, that heart is really big in context with the swords. So this is talking about, maybe they're more like pinpricks or like nails at the most. So possibly you can heal from this. This card represents a heartbreaking decision needing to be made, possibly because of the swords represent your thoughts and your mental intelligence and your discipline of your mind. And this energy is talking about possibly because the heart is in the throat, that there's some harsh words maybe have been said, or someone feels they can't speak their truth. This can represent an energy of a third party involvement, because there's one big sword in between the the couple. It can represent harsh words, gossip, slander, that kind of energy. So we'll see what's going on with this. We have the moon, and we do have a moon coming up here. I think tomorrow it's already here, and on April 1st, it's, I'm just trying to remember if it's a day away yet. Yes. This is talking about the moon. At the time of the moon, there's illusions and hidden secrets. That's quite often your intuition is very high, and it's you're really able to tune in if you use your intuition. It's super sharp. And so this lobster is climbing out of the emotional waters here, and he's been deciding, I got to get through those two pillars there. I want to stay on my path, and I got to somehow get by this dog and this wolf. They're howling at the moon, and he's hoping that they don't notice him as he goes by. And so this is about staying on your path despite any illusions that would scare you away and make you veer from your path. We have the sun, we have the full moon, and we have the new moon all being represented here. And as I said, there is a full moon coming up here, and it is in the sign of Libra. And also this energy is on April Fool's Day. So we keep that in mind. April Fool's Day, like we don't have enough AI and bullshit out there. So we're going to have like a full moon that starts off that day with, people tricking each other on purpose for like till noon, I think it happens. Just keep that in mind, because emotions run high on full moons, and you probably are already feeling that energy, but it's kind of a tricky moon, this one. And then we have the King of Cups coming in, and he has a cup of love to deliver. He's sitting out in the middle of chaotic water here. He's in the eye of the storm. He is the most emotionally available king out of the four in the minor arcana, and he's got his right foot forward, and he's ready to get up and at a moment's notice and deliver this cup of love. Having said that, he understands that now may not be the best time to deliver it, because maybe whoever he wants to deliver it to, he knows they're going through a chaotic time and their emotions are running high, and he doesn't want them to turn him down. Then we have the Rebel with the cause coming in, and this is the Knight of Wands coming in with with a lot of passion. So this is the message coming in that he wants to send, or the Knight of Wands seems to be coming towards him. So maybe he has some information, and maybe this is indicating the king has been waiting for this to happen, because maybe the person that he is wanting to offer this cup to has been in this energy of feeling heartbroken. So the rebel with the cause, the knights would deliver information for the king and the queen far and wide to the kingdoms surrounding. That was the only way they had of long distance communication. These days, if the communication comes in, it's going to be more, it could be in person, but not necessarily by horse, maybe by horsepower. But it could be a phone call, it could be an email, a text message, a letter in the mail. It could possibly be you're on social media, get a message, or you see something on social media and you go to an event, advertise there, and run into the perfect person that you needed to meet at that event to get the information you needed. Also, the news is a really good source of information. Even if it's not always true, the news kind of gives you an idea of what everybody at the top of the pyramid is up to. And whatever they're busy with up at the top has definitely does have effect on everybody underneath. The rebel with the cause has this big red plume on the back of his helmet, and he's carrying a wand of passion. This is of wood, and he is ready to explore the world. He has the pyramids here. They represent the mysteries of the world, and so this is someone who loves adventure and is free-spirited. But he has learned to rein his emotions and his mind in, so that he can behave respond to anything rather than react to it. This is very much the fiery horse energy that we entered on the 17th of February when it was the Chinese New Year. It was the first day of the Chinese New Year. We left the year of the snake and we moved into the fiery horse energy. So it's all those things that I just talked about. And there's two things to watch out for in this energy. We'll be in it until February of 2027. So you don't want to be impulsive. And you notice this red plume shows like that, he has a temper and he knows it, but he's learned to rein it in. Having a temper tantrum or, deciding to go on X and tweet away is not the best way to handle, your emotions right now. It's you don't want to be impulsive. And the other thing is you have to be careful that you don't set your goals so high that you make it like almost impossible for you to reach them, so that you end up burning yourself out trying to do something that is not reasonable in the amount of time you're allotting yourself. And then you end up burning out and not crossing the finish line. So it's more like getting there is, you can set a pace, and it could be a quick trot, but you don't want to be, just galloping aimlessly. And then we have this energy of disappointment in love. And I do feel that it could be the king is maybe disappointed in love because someone didn't take his offer, but let's see, we'll keep going here. We have the energy, and maybe this rebel with a cause is telling him why. This energy is, someone's definitely disappointed in love. Now, the cups in tarot do represent the energy of love, and quite often romantic love, but they also can represent love of anyone or anything, your pets, your family, etc., friends. Having said that, it also can represent the energy of something you love to do or be, a partner, that kind of energy. So this person is sitting under the tree, and he's on higher ground, and he's just pouting basically, and a cup of love is being offered to him. Now this could be he's had 3 separate relationships, and they've all turned out disappointing, and the universe is saying, here, take another cup of love. And he's like, no, thank you. If it's the same old shift, I'm not interested. Then it could be a situation where he has given someone 3 chances in the past, and now they're asking for a 4th chance, and he's like, no, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm not putting up with this shift anymore. And then it also could be possibly that there was a third party involvement, which would be part of this, since this is the underlying energy of the entire reading. And so this can represent 3 people instead of 2 in a relationship. So someone has stepped out of the relationship, and as an added thing that could be, this sometimes can represent that a baby was produced out of that third party involvement, and this is the ultimate gift that anyone can receive. But it's a baby is always a gift, but in this case it is not his baby, so that is not what he wants to hear. And then we have working really hard. So I feel like your energy is saying you've been working really hard. I feel that your partner stepped out on you while you were working really hard. This card out of, the Pentacles in the deck, they do represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. A big part of that would be money, of course. And so the pentacle energy is represented by coins, but it is of the element of earth. And so this energy on this card, this is the only card out of all of the pentacle cards where the person is actually hammering out a coin. So he's literally making money here. And so this is talking about either you've started a project and you're on the 2nd pentacle and you have 6 to go, or you have 6 pentacles done and you're working on the 7th and you have 1 more to go. And then we have a cup of love coming in. So maybe this is the King of Cups has been really busy working on a project, and knowing that this person is in this condition went to work, which is a great thing to do if you are falling out of love, basically, or it's not working out, or you're in between. That is an opportune time to really pour your energy into the pentacle energy. It seems like you can take everything you learned from your disappointment and pour it into a project that you have control over to to a certain degree. But like you can decide whether you have partners or not, and that kind of energy, and go at the pace that you want to. This is saying I feel that's basically what's happening here. And now maybe when this project is over, the king says, okay, then I'm going to offer this cup of love. This could even represent the energy of working on bettering your lifestyle, because he wants to have something to offer, in that context. So this is the knight in shining armor, the one that you read about in all the novels, in the romance novels and in the movies. He's dressed to the nines, and he is very classy, and he has his cup of love. And this is a solid offer. This is someone that is coming in upright and ready for what? Oh, and look at this. He's come in upright, but now we have the Knight of Pentacles following him. Isn't this interesting? We have love, pentacles, love, information. This is passion. So we have like the moon with secrets and illusions possibly. The King of Cups waiting patiently to deliver his cup of love, but he's feeling very passionate. And we have concerns about love, and then we have working hard on money, and then bringing in the cup of love and waiting to hear about the money. So that is really cool energy. So the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the tarot. So his horse is literally at a standstill. Better at a standstill than racing around like a maniac, though. Sometimes, though, you want to scream, like, get on with it. He's pondering, which direction shall I go in now? Hurry up, get your butt in gear. I want this information. But when he does come in, it's a solid offer. And so, and quite often it can be about a lot of pentacles. So it's worth waiting for. But sometimes it's like, hey, you don't have to have a board meeting with yourself every time you are trying to make a decision. Like, make a decision. Get your butt in gear. Get that horse moving. Where we want this information. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So he must get there. And see, we're talking about a lot of Pentacles. And so there, now we have a King of Cups and we have a King of Pentacles. Sometimes this could be the same person in their two different energies here. So the King of Pentacles is someone who's highly admired for their business acumen. They are focused on the pentacle. The pentacle represents, of course, the element of earth. And so quite often this can represent someone who owns real estate, is a land developer, that kind of energy. Sometimes it could be someone who's in agriculture. It can also be someone who's in the banking industry. And any one of these, they would be high up. It could be an entrepreneur with a business. It could also be, banking, I said, financial advisors, and that kind of, they would be, if it's a financial advisor or an accountant energy, they would be a partner in whatever firm, and it would be a well-established large firm. He has grapes all over his robe, and the grapes in tarot represent a luxury that is really challenging to grow, but he is successful at growing at it. So he is admired for this, for being able to take difficult projects and make shift happen and then make pentacles off it. This is talking about an energy, the Six of Pentacles. Look at this, the Six of Pentacles is sitting on here. And it's talking about sometimes being breadcrumbed. You know, like there's way more money here than there is here. And so this could be the promise coming in, is this kind of money. And this is what you've been, you've been working hard, but this is representing the Six Pentacles that you have already. And this is saying that you've been successful, but it's an energy of not getting as much out of it as you thought you would, because you've really put a lot of effort into this. Enough, though, that you can distribute your wealth a little bit and give to charities. So he's giving this person pentacles, but he's not giving this person pentacles. He has the scales of justice hanging over this person's head. Look they have something in their pocket here. So they already have what they need to get going. So he's discerned that, and he has learned the energy of give and take and in the universe. So how much energy and money and your time of yours are you going to invest in someone or something, and what is your anticipated return? Is it going to be a fair exchange of energy? This is talking about business and life in general. It's because the pentacles, you could have all the pentacles in the world, but if you're not living the lifestyle you want, then it's not representing the ultimate in pentacles. And we have someone who is standing at the top of his turret. Now this represents someone who's successful, wanting to expand their horizons. He gets that he's successful, and he has this globe in his hand, and this globe represents, I have the world in my hands. But he also gets that he is in a small center, and if he's like a big fish in a little pond, and so he's wanting to expand his horizons, expand his energy. So he has successfully planted a business here, if this is an entrepreneurial spirit, and he is wanting to possibly franchise or get another location or do something different as well as this other business to expand his ability. And sometimes this can also represent someone who's very passionate about someone and doesn't want to be single anymore and wants to be a couple. And then we have the Lovers coming in. So it could be both, because we have love, money, money. And then, well, we don't have love yet, but we have passion here. And now we have lovers. So this is talking about, this is a divine couple that God is sending in. Hey, take a look at this couple of. You might really, really like this couple of. You see how it's sitting on here? This one is going to be a solid offer in love. And it's been arranged by the divine and also by the universe. there is a cloud in between these two people, which sometimes has the energy of not knowing each other that well. So this could be someone that you know of, or you know, but it's not someone that you've had a relationship, you have had a relationship with in the past. And then we have the energy of the Hermit. So there was something that happened here, the dark night of the soul. We haven't, it's following this lover energy. So this could be saying the person that the king wants to offer this cup of love to has gone to the top of the mountain to isolate themselves for a while to heal. And that just is representing when the light in the lantern is full of the light of the North Star, his rod becomes golden, and that's a sign, okay, it's time to come down from the mountain and be ready to take action. And so this energy is talking about maybe this person has healed. You don't have to actually climb a mountain, but it's to isolate yourself, to give yourself some alone time so that you can get your shift together. And then we have this offer of this message about Pentacles coming in again. Isn't this an interesting reading? It's going back and forth between Pentacles, which is lifestyle basically, and so the Page of Pentacles would be the younger version of this Knight of Pentacles. So the pages would work for the king and queen, and they would generally start around 7 to 14 years of age. And it's interesting, I'm just getting this energy that when the pages went to work for the king and the queen, they would come from the surrounding area, from families that were wealthy and doing well. And so perhaps this was one of the landowners, child that went to work and learn the ropes in the palace. And, they would be given the small tasks within the palace walls, and they would also, their main workload would be running communication in between people. And again, it would be these days, this could also, any of these characters here in the tarot are not gender specific, meaning they're archetypes. So they are, like the kings can represent masculine energy that a male is in, as well as a female is in, as well as these knights and the pages, they can be a female in their masculine energy as well. In the old days, they would all be male, but nowadays it's different. And so we have this energy here of some information coming in from this pentacle, and it's someone that has worked for this King of Pentacles for some time. That's the energy I'm picking up. And so this could be a different person from this king here. And maybe both of these kings are vying for the same lover. Something like that. It's a little bit different there. We'll see. We're going to keep going. Now I'm building a pyramid, so this is the bottom is the tools and what's going on and the tools you have to deal with it. And this is the obstacles that you come across. And now we're going to see if you have the courage to face these obstacles. Judgment is being called about something. Interesting. Now, maybe this energy is a partner, was a lover of the king. That could be a possibility here. I don't feel it's a lover of this king, because he wouldn't be holding a cup of love and waiting for this energy. He would be already done with it. And so it could be maybe he's heard that the King of Pentacles has broken up with someone, and yeah, they're not together anymore, and that was the information he received. So he's waiting now. And yeah, it's hard to say. It could be the same person. It could be two different kings vying for the same person. Judgment's been called. And so the judgment is, the angel is here from the spiritual realm, and we have the ancestors excited. They're so excited that they're climbing out of their boxes here. And we have the descendants across the water here. And so this energy is, woohoo, judgment is here. And sometimes this can represent skeletons coming out of the closet, as well as, Pandora's box being opened. So something went on here to cause a dark night of the soul. Now, was this for the King of Cups? Let's keep going. We have conviction beyond a doubt. Now that you know what you know, you're willing to stand up for what you believe in. And I feel that this is this energy here. So someone knows the truth of the situation now. And the Page of Pentacles delivered the news. And now Judgment is here. Interesting. So we'll have to keep going because I'm getting a bunch of different scenarios, but none of them are clear. So this person is on higher ground again. Looks like the same individual pretty much. Now that he knows what he knows about what happened, and he's gone maybe and healed, and this is representing his broken heart. Maybe the king the King of Cups maybe had a broken heart, because maybe who he was with took off with the king, because maybe of Pentacles. And now that he knows what he knows, this could represent a new lover coming in. And it's hard to say. It could be the king with two qualities, because we had this. How did that energy go? We had love, passion, love, pentacles, pentacles, and then this is judgment, and then give and take, like learning, discernment, and then being successful. So this is pentacles again, love, and the Hermit. And then some information about pentacles coming in. Anyway, we're just going to keep going here, but I'm just trying to get it straight in my mind here, because it's kind of an interesting dynamic. It's a back and forth. And so this is talking, maybe both of these lovers have been brokenhearted. That could be. So here we have someone going for higher ground, and this is their competition. The people that, other actions of other people that he is now willing to stand his ground for. He knows what he knows now about what happened here, with this final information coming in about the Pentacles, and he is got this wand across his heart, and he is willing to fight for what he is wanting in his life, what he's passionate about, because he has conviction beyond a doubt. And we have the boot on one foot and a shoe on the other, which either he was in a real hurry because he had to get to higher ground and just didn't see what he was putting on his feet. Or he might be it might be representing straddling two worlds here, of not having what he wants and getting what he wants kind of energy. And there's a reconciliation here. So remember, we said that the lovers may know each other from the past. And so it's interesting, because that might be what the illusion is about. Because this card, it does represent reconciliation and sometimes reunion with someone. And it does represent the past. This could be from when you were like a child, even like an elementary school or high school kind of energy. Maybe you went back home for a reunion and you ran into someone that you hadn't seen for years, and here they are. And they're like, whoa, you've grown up, that kind of energy. So this also, though, implies that there may be a need for some sort of forgiveness about something that has happened. And, forgiveness paves the path for reconciliation. But just because someone forgives doesn't mean they actually want to reconcile with someone. You can forgive someone and never even tell them you forgive them. The forgiveness is so that you don't carry the burden anymore. And but this energy, if there is some sort of reconciliation, it could be just with your childhood. So the reason I say this card is full of illusions is when you first look at it, it looks like there's some children playing, and they're playing with these flowers and these cups, and there's someone watching over them. But then when you look again, you realize, no, that's a gnome, and this is a little lady. She's a tiny lady, and she is young from the front, but she's an old hag from the back. And this is representing, it's asking the question, are you still a people pleaser after all you've been through here? Because the white mitt represents, I don't want to get my hands dirty. So the old hag does not want these flowers. Like, she's like, they don't even belong to you. How can you give them away? Put them down. And she's disgusted. And the younger person here, woman, she doesn't want the flowers either, but she's people pleasing. She's being really nice about it. She's explaining why she doesn't want the flowers instead of just saying no. And so this is that energy that it's talking about. And then the flowers themselves, white flowers in tarot represent innocence. But these are really not innocent flowers because they're from the nightshade family. And the name of them is the devil's trumpet, and they are datra. And datra is highly toxic. If you would never keep it around children or pets, they could become really ill if they ingest it. So this, or even play with it, it's not meant to be, it's not a plant you should plant around children. It's very beautiful, but not something you want to plant around children. And sometimes shamans do use datra to produce illusions, or visions, I mean, for in their ceremonies, but that's for adults, and they know what they're doing because they've been doing it for a bazillion years. And the person in the back there is actually not watching over the children. He is walking away. So nothing that when you first glance at this card, when you look closer, you realize, things aren't the way they seem to be. And we just had a Mercury retrograde. Mercury represents communication. And every once in a while, Mercury goes AWOL and it goes backwards from the view of the Earth. And this energy causes a lot of disruptions in communication and in technology. And quite often people from the past show up and they want, hey, let's get back together. You know, all of a sudden, if you have a bunch of people coming in from the past that you didn't have a good experience with, you want to be careful with that energy because, you know, people quite often will show you who they are the first time around. And then we have, this is the remorse over the love. This is what was so disappointing. Someone from your past wanting to come back in. Remember what I said. People tend to show you who they are the first time. But like this is representing someone who's in regret and remorse. So he maybe thought the grass was greener on the side and then found out, hey, it was fake. Hey, would you like to give this one more chance? Well, you've already done this to me 3 times. I think not. That's the kind of energy. So this is talking about, we have 3 cups here. 2 of them have wine and one has another liquid in it. What is that? We do not know. But it poisoned the relationship. And so this person is staring at what he lost and is just, I mean, you could stand there for your whole life. And some people do. But, you know, it's not really very beneficial. So you're better off noticing, hey, there's 2 cups standing behind me. Thank God for that. I'm going to pick them up and I'm going to go down the path and cross over the bridge over troubled waters and go sit in my castle and isolate for a little while and figure out what I'm going to do next. Even the castle is half standing and half dilapidated, which is representing our, you know, this is the crying over spilt milk. You know, there's a saying, don't cry over spilt milk, because what's lost is lost and you're not going to be able to get that back. Having said that, you can be grateful for what is still standing and take it and do something with that, rather than standing there for the rest of your life being disappointed and sad or sitting under a tree. And then this energy is talking about, you know, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? This is about attitude. And then this is the High Priestess, and it's saying you want to use your intuition at this time. At the time of the moon, and particularly the full moon, our intuition is very sharp. And the High Priestess, she is very intuitive. And she is talking, this card represents infinite potential, because of using the energy of your intuition combined with your logic gives you all sorts of creative solutions. And so she is, this is about joy. She's sitting between 2 pillars. One of them is Jesus and the other one is the devil. And so she has to be comfortable sitting between this energy. and get neutral to the extremes so that she can be comfortable anywhere in between. When she's in that energy of being neutral, then she's able to make stronger choices and choose wisely without her emotions or her mind clouding her judgment. And then we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is like considered the sexiest king in the deck. And he is, you know, sitting on his throne. He is full of passion, very much this energy here. The Knight of Wands energy, a visionary, someone that loves to explore the mysteries and then find creative solutions for them. Someone who's really sharp, very intelligent, and knows how to come to creative solutions. He's, as I said, considered the sexiest king, the kind of guy you wouldn't kick out of bed for eating crackers, because like, he's charming and you could almost forgive him for anything. He represents, his wand is wood, and it represents passion and the element of fire. On the court cards of the wands, there's these salamanders in a circle and lion, which represents protection from fire. And this energy, there's even a little salamander here. And this is behind him. And there, I noticed a while back that there's a face on here. There's two eyes. Someone's smoking, and he has a mustache, and then smoke coming out of the mouth. And now I can't unsee it. It's kind of like this, when you know what you know. And so it might just be saying, hey, that king is smoking hot. And he is. Having said that, it also can be saying where there's smoke, there's fire. So he has a tendency to have a bit of a roving eye because, as I said, he's always looking into the future. And sometimes this affects his stability in love situations. He's probably the last to settle down of all the kings, basically. He likes to play the field because he's so charming, and why not? He can. He may use it or lose it, I guess. And this is the competition here. Yeah, like there's a lot of competition to be around him because he is fun. Like he's like someone like, you know, that you have, he's not just a pretty face, but he's also someone that is really intelligent and has a lot of value, you know, and a good sense of humor, and people really enjoy his energy. And so there could be a lot of competition for this king. Now, look at that. We have 3 kings. And we don't have any queen here. So who is this mystery person over here? All right, now this could represent the 3 qualities of a king, of one person that's approaching being an emperor, because the emperor in the tarot represents all 4 kings rolled into one person. But we don't know yet. This could be 3 kings vying for the same energy as well. Like maybe the whoever this is also very highly desirable. So the King of Wands, this could represent the competition, and the competition seems to be fierce. And this competition could be quite immature. You know, like this could be why there's a lot of gossip maybe and slander about the person that they all have their eye on. It could be that energy. So this is my Mean Girls card. So this is like, you know, narcissistic cheerleaders, and they're at a competition and they want to win, but they can see the other team beat them, and they can see why, but they don't care. They want that trophy. And, you know, their mothers maybe even want them to have that trophy more than they want it. So if they don't succeed in finding a way to win, their mothers will, behind the scenes. And here we have the energy of the 7 of Cups. And so this is a lot of opportunities coming in. Interestingly, this is talking about moving into your heart's desires. So I feel this is, you know, this could be 3 separate kings, or this could be someone that's approaching being an emperor. And this is talking about the story of, okay, how these people eventually are going to meet, I guess. We have, he's spoiled for choice. Like he could choose anyone he wants, and they would say yes if he asked them out. So this could be representing a bunch of different conquests, or it could represent actual opportunities, you know, in other ways in life, like to earn pentacles or that kind of energy. It's really kind of interesting here. So this is like the energy of a black hole sucking in opportunity. And just like a black hole, you are the center of this universe. So you're the one who has to put a spin on these cups. You have to choose which ones you want, in what order you want them, what would you do with them, how would you approach this, that kind of energy. But it's saying there's a lot of opportunity open to you. And there's some sabotage in the past, and that's what the judgment is. Because it's coming back to this corner all the time. So this is talking about like full-on sabotage, someone who has been stabbed in the back and left for unalive, and it could be like a whole decade of this energy, because there's 10 swords, or it could represent just the, 10 different people, or someone 10 times, or it could even be 10 groups of people. But this person does have his hand in the form of blessing, just like the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is responsible for bringing justice into the world from the spiritual realm down to the physical. So this energy is talking about possibly there has been some sort of sabotage, maybe from a lover. And that's why this energy, the disappointment here, and this kind of energy, maybe it wasn't even necessarily about love. It might have been about business, Okay, we're going to keep going here. We have a breath of fresh air coming in. The Page of Swords is coming in, and he has some valuable information. And he's the one page that's not focused on his element. He's focused, he knows what the thought is already, and he's looking away because he's thinking outside the box. And so he wants to, this is like a breath of fresh air. He wants to get a creative solution. He knows that this sword is a double-edged sword, and he has to use his intuition plus his logic to come to a solution about whatever is going on here. And so this definitely has to do with this energy here. And then, oh, look at that. And this person has been in a mental prison. This is definitely talking about this energy here. And so this is someone who, there's 8 swords here, but 7 of them are behind them. So this represents thoughts, and this can represent the thoughts that other people were directing their way behind their back. And it could also represent them one by one dealing with it, mentally. And now they've been feeling duty bound, and they didn't know what all was going in. But now maybe with this information and being able to look at it from a fresh perspective, they are ready to move forward, because now she has her right foot on dry land and her left foot is still in a puddle, but it's very shallow. Now, at one time, I think there was way more emotion here. And so it's not saying that her emotions are shallow, but it's saying there's less emotion than there was before. So now she's been able to make strong choices and get to a point where there's only one more. And I feel this is the action that she's going to take. She's going to take action here. It gave her a creative solution to the problem. She's been held back because she feels duty bound for some reason, and this is a real hard decision for her to make. That's the energy. Yeah, and only could see 2 ways of doing something until this breath of fresh air comes in. This last little bit of information giving her that aha. And this moon that we are, this is a Libra full moon, and it's very much about like the energy of Libra is when you're able to be mature enough to make a commitment, and this moon is very much about the energy of your significant other and healing differences in those relationships. And also it can be about epiphanies coming in, about something that you need to do and you need to get on it. And also it can be about putting strategies in place. So I feel that she could only see before two solutions, this way or that way. And that's all she could see because of the blindfold. But now she realizes, hey, I can use my intuition and my logic. You notice here, this is really draining her energy. Her feet are turned outwards here, and this represents a draining of energy. But she has her arms over her heart, protecting it. But the right arm is holding the left arm back. So the right arm is your logic, and the left arm is your intuition. So and look at, there's a moon in the background. So this is saying that now maybe she's able to come to a creative solution, because there's never only two ways of doing things. It's kind of this way or that way, my way or the highway kind of energy. So now she's seeing, oh, okay, there's other solutions other than just this or that. And this brings a new passion into her life. Now she's like, aha. Thank you, Libra full moon. I have a solution, and it's creative, and I feel like the passion coming back in my life. And so maybe if the King of Cups asks her now, she'd be, yes, I say yes to passion and new love, whereas before she wouldn't have. So this energy, you have to remember that, okay, so this is the Page of Wands, and so this is a younger version. Look at that, isn't that interesting? Maybe they all know each other. Because this is the Page of Wands, and this would be this page when he was younger. And you notice the tunic with the protection from fire here. And so this is a much younger version of this knight. And he hasn't learned to rein in his emotions as of yet. So maybe when they were younger, maybe they had a relationship, but it was like in, like a high school or whatever, and then they had to part ways or whatever. Or maybe like this Page of Wands represents the energy of a young man under 21. And you notice, like, he's got a feather in his cap, and he's dressed up and he's ready to explore the world, and he is admiring his wand, and it's made of wood and it's passionate. And sometimes this energy, you have to take what he says with a grain of salt, because he quite often is thinking with his little head rather than his big head. So maybe something like that happened from the past. Isn't that interesting? And it was back and forth between the Pentacle energy and the Cup of Love. Maybe they all grew up together and they know each other. Interesting. So then we have the Star energy coming in, and that's saying, okay, now things are moving into the divine path that they're supposed to. This person that the king wants to offer a cup of love to is ready now. She's healed her heart. She's got her right foot in the pool of universal waters here. She's adding her own special unique qualities, and this is the North Star, so it's representing, she's following her North Star energy. She's adding her own special qualities to the water and then pouring it out on land, and this represents the pentacles. And so the pentacles are the different points on the star. And so this is talking about bringing what she came down to earth for, bringing it down to earth now and starting to add her own special unique qualities to it. Oh, and then look at this. This is about bringing the harvest in. So this is a heavy harvest, and this represents all the seeds that have been planted in this energy here. So this is kind of an interesting reading, because this is talking about coming home with the harvest. And so this is It can be like that. Those wands represent your actions and sometimes the actions of others and sometimes inactions. And so this is saying not being able to, there's a saying, can't see the forest due to the trees. And that's talking about getting caught up in the details and overthinking things. And now this person's going with their passion. But what some of these wands could represent an energy of carrying other people's burdens from the past here. Aha. And saying, I'm not going to carry those burdens for you anymore, and putting them down to lighten your load. And then you get almost there, like you're almost there. And this card is saying, don't give up now. You're almost home with your harvest and you can sort it out. Whatever, though, the very first thing you need to do is whatever you're carrying that is a burden that does not belong to you and belongs to someone else, drop it in the field there, phone them up and say, come pick up your burden. I'm not carrying it anymore. And so this could be actions from years ago where people were competing with each other for this person for some reason. And the person is kind of elusive here because we don't really see who this is, but they know who she is. It's this person, though, that's maybe she loves all three. Weird energy. This is really interesting. So if we go from the bottom to the top and back down again, we have an illusion from the moon. There's some information that comes in about pentacles, about lifestyle, and then judgment is being called. And there's been a lot of sabotage, and it's left this person in this position. Maybe there was a lot of gossip about her from the competition because all these three kings, maybe that, and everybody was from the same area, and now they're all spread out. But they were all interested in her even back then. Then because we have the Page of Swords here now, the only king we don't have here is the King of Swords, but we do have a Page of Swords coming in with a fresh idea. And then this person now is out of this prison, this mental prison they were in, and they're ready to move forward. They're using their intuition and their logic. And so they're opening up to the possibility of love. And it does say the Page of Wands energy wins, basically, I feel. And that would be the King of Cups, because that was the energy right from the beginning. Interesting energy. That's what I would say. Passion wins, and the person now is out of this mental prison and is going to take a step forward. And maybe it's with the King of Wands, because like, look at this. Maybe this King of Wands energy represents the King of Wands back when he was younger and he was a player. And now he broke her heart maybe. And now he's coming in with an apology and saying, I was so stupid back then. Ah, that's what's going on. And maybe these other kings are like, damn. She's accepting his offer. And then this is using your intuition. And this is the King of Pentacles. So this could represent actually the King of Cups, what happened in the past, and that they are approaching Emperor energy. Have a much better control over their emotions and their discipline of their mind, etc. And maybe that's why this person is having such a hard time deciding, because he really hurt her in the past when he was in this little head energy. I feel that's what happened. But now the King of Wands is, when he offers a cup of love, it's a solid offer. And he does have the backing now. He has the pentacles, and he can provide the lifestyle and everything that, he wants to be able to provide. And here he is now, an older version. I feel that's what it is. All right. We're going to clarify some more, because, of course, inquiring minds want to know. This is like watching a movie and not watching it to the end. If you are leaving off here, thank you for your time and energy. Give it a like and comment if you've enjoyed the reading. Feels like a real interesting love story. Maybe we all just needed a little moment of peace, something to talk about how life situations can happen and how they can turn out in the end, because I feel it's going to turn out. So this energy, or this reading, if you've enjoyed it, please do give it a like and comment. And I'm going to clarify for those of you who want further clarification. This is Tales from the Vector, my oracle that I've been working on it since 2007. I'm an artist. I did 64 paintings and I finished all of them in 2020. But now I'm working on, I have time at this time in my life. Back then I didn't have a whole lot of time. And so I am finishing this. And I have a lot of information written down, but I want to put it into action, because you may have noticed what looks good on paper isn't always exactly the same on paper as it is in real live action. There's numbers on these cards, and the numbers represent the paintings in the order that they are in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com, and this is from courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. All right, I want to see what's going on. So look at this. The beginning energy is about these people going on a foolish journey because they had expectations back then. And expectations always create limitations. I think they were just way too young, is what the energy is saying. But I feel like they knew each other back then, and maybe a lot of these people did. And dissemination of information. So there's an elephant in the room. There was some sort of illusion there, but nobody could see the elephant or didn't want to see it. That was involved in the relationship. And this is about, it's talking about this disappointment. This is having the courage to get through that and being able to love again, basically. The Pisces energy is coming in. Okay, I just want to make it clear that I'm not talking about specific signs as individuals here. I'm talking about the qualities of the sign, of each of the signs, because we all have a little bit of all the signs in us. Most of us have a lot of them. And this energy, we can learn from it. So that's my goal here. Although in your own personal situation, you could be saying, no, it was a Pisces. I trust your intuition on that. I just want to make it clear that I'm not saying this is a Pisces and that was a Leo or any of that kind of energy. So this is talking about the grown up of all the signs, like it's the last sign in the zodiac, and it's talking about sink or swim energy and having the authority now. And it's interesting because there's a lot of signs, like Neptune rules Pisces, and it's kind of about how we approach our relationships and our idealism. And the Pisces energy, Neptune moved out of Pisces back at the end of February and is in Aries now for 14 years. And it's a very different energy. And in the sign of Aries is across the wheel from the Libra, as I said, in this full moon energy. And the thing is that there are 6 planets that moved into the sign of Aries just in the last while here. And that's a lot of energy in Aries. And it's all new. And so this is sink or swim. You're either going to have to adapt to the new energy or you're going to sink. This is intent. So this is the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Everybody could have had good intentions, but not necessarily the expectations they had were not realistic. And then we have the Sagittarius energy, definitely the King of Wands, and this energy here is Sagittarius energy. So there's a lot of fire in this reading. And then we have about wanting to expand and move forward, this energy here. We have dissension with friends like this who needs enemies. So swimming with sharks, sink or swim. There was a lot of energy, and this is with the lovers here. I feel there is a lot of energy where there's competition amongst them in many ways here. Like, I feel like the females were competing and the males were competing. So it was probably a lot of talk. And, immature too, because it was in the past probably like, it could have been as far back as elementary school that these people have known each other. And then we have the Capricorn energy, which can be talking about all the possibilities out there. having the ambition. And the danger with the fire horse energy, as I said, is being so ambitious that you burn yourself out before you get there, kind of energy. And then we have this superstar. And just in case you didn't know it, you are a superstar. And this is, this energy. I feel like it's saying now it's more mature. So if it's going around, there could still be immature competition, but you're not gonna, you can be in harmony. You're not going to react to that competition like an adolescent girl, or an adolescent boy. You've matured and learned something. Because when all these kings come into, as I said, it can represent the energy of someone moving into a more mature version of themselves, and which is a good thing. We have the scotoma, which is saying there was a blind spot of some sort, and there was a lot going on behind everyone's back. I think there's a lot of gossip and just immature energy, immature competition. Falling and failing in love is a matter of I. First and foremost, you have to love yourself to have anyone else rise up to the occasion to love you. There, you're going to attract, if you don't love yourself, you're going to attract people who possibly don't see your qualities either, because if you can't see them, how are they going to? And then there's a lot of jealousy, but this is saying, like, in the grown-up energy, I'd rather be better than bitter. A lot of trauma and drama. Yeah, a lot of people mistake the excitement of love and everything. Anxiety and excitement are very similar emotionally, and they can present the same way. And so sometimes the last thing you want in your love life is drama. You maybe want excitement, but you don't want to confuse that with drama. And so some people get confused by the drama being excitement, and it actually is there's no need for that. Life's a slice, hold the drama. Hopefully everybody's grown up a little bit more. Yeah, because justice is coming in this situation. And it's really interesting, the Wheel of Fortune is turning. So I feel like that whatever was supposed to happen, maybe, it's really interesting. The Wheel of Fortune is talking about the past, the present, and the future coming together in synchronicity. And so perhaps in the past, they met too soon. It was just like one of those things, and it was too early, but they were meant to be together. Just maybe 10 years, it's been 10 years later or something like that. Could be that kind of energy. Interesting. Because look at this, we have the sabotage and that. And so now the Wheel of Fortune is turning to bring the justice in, that they come together like they were supposed to. And it's a whole new world. Really good energy. I enjoyed this reading. And then on the bottom here, we have Aries. All that new energy coming in to rattle everybody up, get everybody worked up. Yeah, this was a really cool reading. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you also enjoyed it. It was entertaining. And it talks a lot about, real life, how people can be really, different when it comes to matters of love, for sure. As I said, I do hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like and comment if you have. Consider subscribing. I'd be honored if you did so. And I'll be back with another daily reading again for you tomorrow. Bye for now.